With just 5 weeks to go until Election Day, President Trump and Democratic candidate Joe Biden are getting ready for their first debate tonight.
And joining us now on the Zoom call, we're going to talk about what we can expect with Doug Koopman, who is a political science professor at Calvin University. Professor, thank you for being with us. I think we should start by asking, what are some of the hot button issues that we should expect to hear about tonight? It is the first debate between these two men.
Sure. Well, about a week ago, Chris Wallace, the moderator, gave a list of 6 issues that he wanted to talk about. And they're pretty broad, but they're supposed to be 15 minutes on each of 6 issues from they're both of their records, the Supreme Court, COVID, the economy, racial unrest in the cities, and the integrity of the election. But of course, the last 2 days, we've had everyone release their tax returns, either voluntarily or involuntarily. So I expect that 7th issue will be a big part of tonight.
And while it's their first time facing off on the debate stage, we know that both men have a lot of debate experience and very different styles. How do you expect that to come into play tonight?
Yeah, I think they're very different. Trump is very much of a personal attack person, very aggressive, and he's going to use this to try to get Joe Biden upset, to get him confused, and to get him a little bit angry, and then also to cast Joe Biden as an extremist. And Joe Biden has to project calm and sort of competence and the fact that he's a centrist and not an extremist. But I expect a lot of personal attacks and personal mentions of family members and tax returns and those kinds of things, particularly from President Trump. But I expect it to get personal fairly quickly and fairly intently.
Yeah, and you know, for a lot of years, Professor, we've been coming to you for expert advice on these things, but rarely in our lifetimes have we seen an election cycle quite like this. It was really overshadowed by a global pandemic, so a lot of people weren't able to get out there and campaign. So that being said, what is the importance, the elevated importance of having a debate, nationally televised debate, so that we can actually hear what these guys have to say?
Well, that's right. I mean, it's a re-election for an incumbent president, and typically the election is all about approving or disapproving the current president's performance. And so this is really a referendum on Donald Trump for the most part. The unusual thing is that the other candidate, Joe Biden, has really been quiet for a very long time. You know, with the COVID epidemic coming in mid-March, he wraps up the primary nomination fairly soon after that, and has really been pretty quiet personally since then. And so voters are still not familiar. They might have a recollection of Biden from 8 years ago or 12 years ago, but he's an unfamiliar. He'll have to reintroduce himself in some way and to prove again that he's a competent debater and he's calm and has it together yet.
Yeah. All right. Professor Doug Koopman from Calvin University, thank you for joining us. We'll see you again in just about an hour from now. Appreciate your advice.
You're welcome. Thank you, guys.